What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MyMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. And today we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of The Bone Collector. This is on Amazon Prime currently with audio description. It is TTS, but it is audio description. So we'll talk about it. But first, I like to introduce myself now to my blind followers. I have my purple hat is on backwards. I'm wearing sunglasses, and I have a Thor Love and Thunder shirt on because it was the Thor shirt I could get. I like the film, but yeah, Thor, and it's a giant Thor face on my chest. So I The Bone Collector is an odd film, possibly to celebrate the 25th anniversary of, but trying to celebrate anniversary years of films that have audio description. I'm pulling out occasional films to call out services for not providing audio description because I still think that we need to expand it. But lo and behold, Amazon has a movie that came out in 1999 and it has audio description. So who am I to turn my nose up at The Bone Collector? This stars Denzel Washington, Angelina Jolie, Queen Latifah, Michael Rooker, Ed O'Neill, Luis Guzman, Bobby Cannavale, just, I don't know. This is enough people. There are enough people in this film that if that concerns you. It's directed by Philip Noyce, who really has a sort of an interesting career. He's got both Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger under his resume. He's also got The Quiet American. Michael Caine's Oscar-nominated performance in The Quiet American is under his belt. He also directed Angelina Jolie in Salt. So he's got a couple of big films here. He started out as an Australian director and built up his acclaim there. So he's doing The Bone Collector now. They did try to adapt this into a TV show a few years back on NBC. It ran for one season. Yeah. I mean, yeah. They could have done more, but they were like, is this character more than just this one story? I don't know. Because they kind of just told the same story again in the TV series. Anyway, so we've got Lincoln, who is a former police officer who is now disabled and bedridden. He can't leave. He can't leave his bed. And he can't function on his own. He has seizures. He has a nurse that's there pretty consistently. I think a live-in nurse. I don't know where else she goes. But Queen Latifah plays the nurse. She has quite a bit to do with no relevance to the plot. So, little to no relevance to the plot, but she's got third billing on this, just to give you an idea of how much he needs his nurse. So he is asked, when they have this case, because he's a brilliant mind still in there. He's asked to consult on this case when there's this emerging serial killer, and he chooses this young cop to sort of be his eyes and ears out there on the field, and that's Angelina Jolie's character. She's a little resistant at first, and isn't always quite up to the task, and he has to kind of talk her through things, and he's like, tell me what you're seeing, tell me, he likes her attention to detail, and they work together to sort of attempt to solve this case and figure out who is the Bone Collector. It's all right. It's serviceable. Like it's fine. It's a fine thriller. I liked it enough when it came out. It's not my favorite Denzel Washington movie. It did a decent amount of money at the box office. I don't think anybody got nominated for any awards. But yeah, it's a good one watch. This is, I think, the second time I've seen the film, maybe the third, Maybe I saw this at some point on cable or something, and I just don't remember it. I It's possible that it was just a little bit more familiar because I did see the TV series, so I don't know. But I did feel like a lot of it was fresh, and I didn't quite remember everything that was happening here. So I don't think I've seen it more than once. Generally, the less I've seen a film, the more surprised I can be by it on a rewatch. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, this does have TTS audio description, which is text to speech. It's fairly well written. I've heard worse. What is good is it's whoever assembled it, it's balanced better. I've heard TTS audio description that is absolutely obliterated text. I like just trampled and talked on top of everybody in the film. Like Amazon Prime has some truly awful TTS audio description tracks that they've used in the past. And just ones that make really odd choices too. So this one doesn't really do that, but it also, I feel like, for a crime thriller that leads into the serial killer genre, could have gone a little bit further in the descriptions. It's like we did sign up for an R-rated movie here. And there are a lot of dead bodies that I just kind of feel like, how are you investigating this crime scene? Well, there's a corpse. Okay. I don't necessarily remember how gross or not gross these bodies were when they were left. It doesn't stick with me the way that like Seven does. You know what I'm saying? Like if this was Seven, I would come down really hard. It just kind of feels like, I feel like there's more. I feel like the description just kind of plays it safe and just goes for really basic, which when you're going for TTS audio description at Prime is just really pretty easy to do. It's like trying to stay, it's like driving your car and trying to stay in your lane of the road, or I don't know, cooking and not catching your house on fire. Like there are certain things where it's like, I think I can do this, but I might not, because theoretically like one or two people have managed to fuck that up, you know? I mean, there are people who have cooked and suddenly their house is on fire, and there are people who are supposed to stay in their lane on the road, and oh my God, they're not. So, yeah, it seems like something that's like really simple, but it can be screwed up completely. So it's fine for a TTS audio description track, but it does nothing really to help the movie, enhance the movie, or give you any sort of sense of thrill or anything like that, or build tension or ratchet up, because the voice is flat the whole time. It's just this kind of flat droning voice that's kind of low. I thought kind of like the volume really, yeah, nothing really rises and falls here. It doesn't impress me. I'm not impressed. Have I heard worse audio? Yeah, I have. Have I heard better TTS audio description from them? Yes, I have. So, I'm not a big fan of TTS to begin with. So, but I am a big fan of having everything have audio description. So it's one of those things where it's like, I'm in like a be careful what you wish for scenario, because it's like Amazon has the most audio description of any service. However, they don't always use it. And that's kind of what I want to start calling them out on, is if you're going to do it, make sure that when your movie is available to rent/buy and is also available for Prime Video subscribers, that track is on both. Because then it makes you seem like you're making us pay for accessibility, which is a problem for me, especially when your accessibility is likely TTS audio description. So, and you're the one selling it, by the way. You're the one that's making us pay for the subscription and then also buy the movie. So I'm going to be looking out for those titles, because I think that's happening. Bone Collector, you know. Denzel Washington does a solid job like he always does. Angelina Jolie, this is her earlier in her career, ironically the same year in which she's going to kick some ass in Girl Interrupted and get her she wins supporting actress this year, the same year as Bone Collector. So maybe the box office success of this helped draw even more attention her way. Um, could be. Queen Latifah is not that far from her supporting actress nomination for Chicago, so it's possible that an appearance here in a serious crime thriller in the post Seven era um, ended up helping her career as well. So um, yeah, I'll say that I thought I always think that the killer reveal in this is decent because the ensemble's pretty wide and they kind of went for somebody, I mean, yeah, if you read the book, right? People are like, whoa, I read the book. If you didn't read the book, I think the casting is makes it a little bit less suspicious because there are a couple of people in here who are recognizable that you're like, well, any one of these people from Michael Rooker to Ed O'Neill, Luis Guzman, Bobby Cannavale, who else we got? John Benjamin Hickey, Leland Orser. They got a bunch of like, ooh, who's that guy? Oh, I know that guy from something. A bunch of those people are here, so they did a good job of spreading it out. Then, of course, it could just be some like random dude who just walks in the room and is wearing a mask. And it's like, oh, I don't know who you are. Always that potential. But yeah, I felt the first time that I didn't quite know who it was. The second time I totally remembered who the killer was. So it doesn't work. It was like one of the only things I remembered about the movie. I was like, he spends all time in bed and this is the killer. I remember those, I like a couple of things, but like the whole middle part of the movie, how I got from the beginning to the end, I kind of forgot. So it's worth a second watch. Yeah, I don't hate myself. And I think if you are willing to sit through TTS audio description on Amazon, then you'll find this fulfilling if you've never seen it before. So it's a weird anniversary celebration of a film that I'm like, yeah, that was fine. I'm gonna give The Bone Collector a B. It kind of has a low Metacritic score. I think it should be bumped up just a little bit. Its IMDb score is about where I expected it to be. It's like 6 point something, which is basically in the good / average range for IMDb. 6 point anything is like, yeah, it's fine. that's IMDb speak for yeah, it's fine. Metacritic is 43 is like, it's a little low for that. It should be more like 50 for, yeah, it's fine. That's kind of where they're. So, anyway, that's it. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll venture down another anniversary for something else. And I'll see you guys on the other side.